Hello students, I hope the previous two sessions would be very useful for preparing the examination. In this session, we are going to discuss about logarithmic function. Let me start logarithms of complex quantities. Here we are going to consider two complex quantities, u and z, in such a way that we can write it as z equal to e power u. Then u is called logarithm of z, and we write it as u is equal to log to the base e of z, or simply log z. And we all know that if I am writing it as log of z, and there should be a base e. How to find out a logarithm of a function? Let us discuss. To find the logarithm of x plus iy can be considering here. Let log of x plus iy to the base e equal to alpha plus ib. Then we can write it as x plus iy equal to e power of alpha plus I beta. This is we know that when I am raising e on both sides, so that will be log of e to the base e is 1. That we know very well. So therefore the left hand side we are getting it as x plus iy. The right hand side it is e power of alpha plus I beta. And then this can be written as e power alpha into e power I beta, because the power can be written as the sum of two terms. So e power alpha into e power I beta. That can be written as e power alpha of, what is e power I beta? I beta is nothing but it is e power I theta. E power I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. So in such a way that we can write it as it is e power I beta can be cos alpha plus I sin beta. Then equating the real and the imaginary part, we are getting it as x is equal to e power alpha cos beta and y equal to e power alpha sin beta. Considering these two as the equations numbering 1 and 2. Squaring and adding these two equations, we are getting it as x squared plus y squared is equal to e power alpha cos beta the whole squared plus e power alpha sin beta the whole squared. Then from that we can write as e power alpha the whole squared can be written as e power 2 alpha. And so therefore e power 2 alpha will be common in both the terms. So therefore e power 2 alpha taking it as common, and then the remaining will be cos squared beta plus sin squared beta. So that will be, you know that it is cos squared beta plus sin squared beta is 1. So therefore we are getting it as x squared plus y squared is equal to e power 2 alpha. So e power 2 alpha is equal to x squared plus y squared. Taking log on both sides, we are getting it as 2 alpha is equal to log of x squared plus y squared. From that, alpha is equal to, bring this 2 to that side, it is 1 by 2 of log of x squared plus y squared. What is this? This is alpha is equal to the principal part of the log function. So which is nothing but it is modulus. So modulus alpha is equal to half times of log of x squared plus y squared. And similarly the equations 1 and 2 we can write it, we can have y by x, divide the equation 2 by 1. So that is y by x is equal to e power alpha sin beta divided by e power alpha cos beta. E power alpha get cancelled, and the remaining will be, you can write as tan beta. So from that we can write it as beta is equal to tan inverse of y by x. What is this? This is amplitude or argument. So beta is amplitude or argument. So therefore the answers will be, so the equations can be written as log e of x plus iy equal to the real part, that is the modulus and the argument, which is nothing but it is half times of log of x squared plus y squared plus I tan inverse of y by x, which is in polar form. We can write it as log r plus I theta, where r is equal to root of x square plus y square and theta tan theta is equal to y by x. Is that clear? Yes. So thus the real part of logarithm of a complex quantity is logarithm of modulus, and the imaginary part is its amplitude. Next we are going to discuss about the general value of x plus I. The previous case we are trying to find out the single value, one value of log of x plus iy. How do you get the general value of x plus iy? Here we are having the same argument. It is log of e of x plus I, that is log of x plus iy to the base e equal to alpha plus I beta. Then we know that x plus iy is equal to e times of e power of alpha plus I beta. Then this we can write as e power alpha into I beta. This I beta, e power I beta can be written as cos alpha cos beta plus I sin beta. So therefore it is e power alpha into cos beta plus I sin beta, which can be written as e power alpha times of cos of the beta, angle beta can be written as 2n pi plus beta. How do you write this? 2n pi. When I am taking n is equal to 1 there, the general term, n is equal to 1 there, then it is 2 pi. 2 pi is 360. 360 plus theta. Cos of 360 plus theta is equal to the same cos beta. And similarly sine of 2n pi, which means when I am taking n is equal to 1 there, it is sine of 360 plus theta is equal to sine beta. As well as the sign won't be changed, isn't it? So that will be comes under the first quadrant. Coming to that means the last to the first quadrant. So which is 2 cos 2n pi plus beta. When I am taking n is equal to 2, this is again 2 times of 2n pi, that is 2 times of 360. When n is equal to 3 times of 360, like that it is. It won't change the value. So therefore it is e power alpha into cos of 2n pi plus beta plus I sin of 2n pi plus beta, which means this is equal to e power alpha into e power of I times of 2n pi plus beta. Here the angle is 2n pi plus beta. So therefore I can write as e power I theta. The whole thing will be considered as theta. So therefore it is e power of I theta. Theta is 2n pi plus beta. So this is I can write as if I am taking e power of alpha into e power of I times of 2n pi plus beta can be write as e power of, the product will be summing up in the power. So that will be e power of alpha plus 2n pi I plus I beta. Then the left hand side, the right hand side, sorry, the left hand side we are having it as x plus iy. So x plus iy is equal to e power alpha plus 2n pi I plus I beta. And therefore when I am taking log, so because I need to find out log of x plus iy. So log of x plus iy will be, it is of alpha plus, so which means we are raising log on both sides. This will be of a e power of alpha plus 2n pi I plus I pi will be written as alpha plus 2n pi I plus I beta. For differentiating the value, the previous case we are writing it as log of x plus iy is equal to alpha plus I beta. Alpha is the modulus and beta is the argument. And when I am coming for the general case, this log of xy will be differentiating by different notation. So that log of simple is smaller log of x plus iy can be written as the capital log of x plus iy. So hereafter, when I am having capital log of x plus iy, that will be, we are trying to finding out the general case of log of x plus iy. So therefore this can be written as capital log of, capital LOG, log of x plus iy is equal to alpha plus I beta plus 2n pi I. Log of x plus iy is equal to alpha plus I beta plus 2n pi I. So what is this alpha plus I beta? Alpha plus I beta is nothing but a small log of x plus iy. So therefore, this is I can write as capital log of x plus iy is equal to small log of x plus iy to the base e plus 2n pi I. By that, we can get many values. When n is varying, we can have many values, right? Where n is an integer. If n is equal to 0, so what we get? N is equal to 0, we are getting it as log of x plus iy to the base e equal to log of small log of x plus iy to the base e plus when n is equal to 0, which is 0. So therefore, capital log of x plus iy to the base e is equal to small log of x plus iy to the base e. And what is small log of x plus iy? Which is half times of log of x square plus y square plus I times of tan inverse of y by x. So which is clear that the logarithms of a complex quantity has more than one value. It has many values. Hence, the general term can be written as log of x plus iy is equal to half times of log of x square plus y square plus I times of tan inverse of y by x plus 2n pi I. Now, let us discuss the possible cases. What will happen when I am taking y is equal to 0? The imaginary part is 0. Put y is equal to 0 in this. It is of log of x to the base e equal to half times of log of x square plus, what is y? Y is 0 here. Plus I tan inverse of y is 0. So therefore it is 0 by x plus 2n pi I. And this implies half times of log x square plus 2n pi I. And according to log of m per n rule, log x square can be written as log of, that is 1 by 2 times of 2 of log x, 2 to get cancelled. So simply we can write as log x plus 2n pi I. So therefore, as the resultant, log x to the base e equal to log x plus 2n pi I. When I am taking imaginary 0, the resultant are giving log x plus 2n pi I, which means we don't have any imaginary portion, which means log x is there. So the logarithm of a real positive quantity is many valued of the principal value and it is real. And the next case, we are taking the imaginary 0, y is equal to 0 and x may be, the real portion may be any negative, say minus x1. What will happen? If I am taking log of x plus iy to the base e is equal to alpha plus I beta, and from this I can equate the real and imaginary as we proceed early. Log of x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta. Then taking e on both sides. So which is equal to x plus iy is equal to e power of alpha plus I beta, and that can be written as e power alpha into e power of I beta. E power I beta can be written as it is cos beta plus I sin beta. And now we can equate the real and imaginary portions. What we are getting it is x plus iy in the left hand side, and the right hand side we are having e power alpha into cos beta plus I sin beta. So therefore, equating the real and the imaginary portion, we are getting it as it is x is equal to e power alpha cos beta, y is equal to e power alpha sin beta. In this case, what is x? X is equal to, we are considering negative value, say minus x1. So e power alpha cos beta is equal to minus x1 and e power alpha sin beta is equal to 0. Why it is 0? Because we are assuming y is equal to 0 here. So the squaring and adding these two equations, we are getting it as x squared, that is minus x1 the whole square, that will be x squared equal to e power of 2 alpha. Why it is? Because e power alpha the whole square, e power alpha cos beta the whole square plus e power alpha sine beta the whole square. So cos square theta plus sine square theta is cos square beta plus sine square beta is 1. So therefore it is e power alpha the whole square is e power 2 alpha. So e power 2 alpha will be common. So that we are getting it as cos square beta plus sine square beta is 1. So therefore it is x1 square is equal to e power 2 alpha. From this we can write it as x1 square is equal to e power 2 alpha, removing the square, which means taking the square root on both sides. So that will be getting it as x1 is equal to alpha, that is e power alpha. So that is nothing but it is alpha is equal to x1. So which is our modulus. Here cos beta is equal to minus 1 and sin beta is equal to 1. Am I right? So yes. So in the previous the equation says that it is e power alpha is equal to cos beta, which is equal to minus x1, and e power alpha is sin beta is equal to 0, which is 0, which is 0. So therefore cos beta is equal to minus 1 and sin beta is equal to 0. So where do you get theta is equal to, in cos theta is equal to minus 1 and sin theta is equal to 0. So theta says it is pi. In angle pi, that is 180, cos beta is minus 1 and sin beta is 0. So therefore beta is equal to 1. What is this? This is the argument or amplitude. So therefore our result can be written as log of minus x1 to the base e and y is 0. So therefore it is I0 equal to log e of minus x1. That is log of minus x1 to the base e equal to log of x1. So what is modulus? Modulus is x1. Log of x1 plus I pi. And hence we can write down its general term as log of minus x1 to the base e equal to the log x. This is nothing but it is the small log of minus x1. What is that? That will be log of x1 plus I pi plus 2n pi I, because this is the general case. So that we are having 2n pi I. From that I can write as log of minus x1 to the base e equal to log x1 plus taking the common term will be write as 1 pi I pi into 1 plus 2n. So this is the case of when x is equal to negative value and y is equal to 0 here. So the resultant will be log of minus x1 to the base e equal to log x1 plus I pi of 1 plus 2n. Hence the principal value of the logarithm of a negative quantity is imaginary here. That will be very clear. So let me go to the next case. So here we are taking the real part is 0. So what will happen if I am taking real part is 0? So what is the result? And let us discuss. So log of iy to the base e equal to half times of log of y squared, because x is 0. So therefore it is half times of log of y squared plus I tan inverse of y by x. What is y? Y is equal to, y is here and x is 0. So y by of 0. Y by of 0 is which leads to infinity. 1 by 0 is infinity. So therefore y by 0 is infinity. So which is I tan inverse of infinity plus 2n pi I. Then what is that? The resultant says 1 by 2 log of y squared, and there also you can take y squared will be write it as so 1 by 2 of 2 times of log of y plus I tan inverse of 1 by 0 will be y by 0 will be infinity, so which is tan inverse of infinity plus 2n pi I. So which is nothing but it is when do you get it as tan inverse of infinity, which is 90 pi by 2. So therefore we are getting it as log y plus I pi by 2 plus 2n pi I. So from that we can write it as log iy to the base e equal to log y plus I pi of 2n plus 1 by 2. This is the general case. For case 3 we are having x is equal to 0. That is real part is 0. So the resultant says the logarithm of a purely imaginary quantity consists of two parts. So the left hand side we are considering only the imaginary portion, which consists of two parts, which will be the one real and the other imaginary. That will be very clear. In this, when I am taking y is equal to 1 here, what will happen? It is log of I to the base e equal to log 1. Log 1 is 0. We all know that log 1 is 0 plus I pi of 2n plus 1 by 2. So which means that log I to the base e is equal to I pi of 2n plus 1 by 2. That will be we may use in the coming up problems. So let's solve the problems. Find log of 1 minus I. Here we have the general log of 1 minus 5. So therefore we are going to find out the general value. The general value formula says log of x plus iy to the base e is equal to small log of x plus iy plus 2n by I. According to that, we can write it as it is instead of having x plus iy, here we have 1 minus I. What is x? X is equal to 1 and y is equal to minus 1. So therefore it is log of 1 minus I to the base e is equal to log of 1 minus I, small log of 1 minus I plus 2n pi I. So that will be written as 1 by 2 log of 1 squared minus 1 squared plus I tan inverse of minus 1 by 1 plus 2n pi I. So this equal to 1 by 2. What is 1 squared plus 1 squared? So minus 1 the whole squared is 1. So here 1 squared plus 1 squared is 2. That is equal to 1 by 2 log 2 plus I tan inverse of minus 1 plus 2n pi I. So what is tan inverse of minus 1? We know that it is tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4 and tan inverse of minus 1 will be of the quadrant of 3 times of pi by 4. 3 times of pi by 4 is, it is 3 times of 45 degree. There we are getting it as minus 1, right? That will be equivalent to 1 by 2 log 2 plus I pi of, we are taking I pi is common from the last two terms, I pi of 3 by 4 plus 2n. So this is the answer for the first problem, log of 1 minus I. Is that clear? So okay. We are going to the next problem. If log of sine theta plus I phi equal to L plus IB, so which is an important problem, please kindly note it out. Prove that 2 e power of 2L is equal to cos h2 phi minus cos 2 theta. So this is given as log of sine theta plus I phi equal to L plus IB. Now, from using this relation, we are going to prove the 2 e power 2L is equal to cos h2 phi minus cos 2 theta. So always we have to consider the given relation. The given relation is log of sine theta plus I phi is equal to L plus IB. With that, we are going to start the problem. So therefore L plus IB is equal to log of sine theta plus I phi. That will be in the form of sin A plus B. Sin A plus B can be written as sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So therefore it is sin theta cos I phi plus cos theta sin I phi. So what is cos I phi? The hyperbolic relation says that it is cos of phi phi is equal to cos h phi. So therefore it is sin theta cos h phi plus I times of cos theta sin h phi. How do you get this? This is sin I phi can be written as I sin h phi. So this implies 1 by 2 log of, why it is 1 by 2 log of? Because this is the function of log. L plus IB is equal to x plus IY is equal to log of this function. This is, I can write it as, it is 1 by 2 log of x squared plus y squared. Here x is equal to the real and the y is equal to the imaginary. So therefore it is, we can write as 1 by 2 log of sin theta cos h phi the whole squared plus cos theta sin h phi the whole squared plus I tan inverse of cos theta sin h phi divided by sin theta cos h phi. Is that clear? Because log of the function will be of the form x plus iy. Log of x plus iy is equal to, we can have the modulus plus the amplitude. That is what we have written. Yes, if you equate the real part, what I am getting it is L is equal to half times of log of sin theta plus cos h phi the whole squared plus cos theta sin h phi the whole squared. Taking the half to that side, that will be 2L of log of sin theta cos h phi the whole square plus cos theta sin h phi the whole square. So we're raising e on both sides. E power of 2l is equal to log can be cancelled, and sin square theta cos h squared phi plus cos square theta sin h squared phi. So this will be only replacing the trigonometrical identities. Sin square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2 into cos h squared phi plus cos square theta can be written as 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2 into sin h squared phi. From this we can write as half is common in both the terms. So therefore taking half is common, and the resultant will be, when you multiply all the terms, we are getting it as cos h squared phi minus cos 2 theta cos h squared phi plus sin h squared phi plus cos 2 theta sin h squared phi. Then this implies 1 by 2 of cos h squared, combining all the terms, the related terms, cos h squared phi plus sin h squared phi minus cos 2 theta into cos h squared phi minus sin h squared phi, because here we have, if I am taking minus is common here, then the other term will get automatically minus. So therefore we know that at a cos h squared phi plus sin h squared phi is equal to cos h 2 phi. And what is cos h squared phi minus sin h squared phi? That is equal to 1. So therefore this implies 1 by 2 of cos h 2 phi minus cos 2 theta into 1. This implies, when I am taking 2 to that side, that will be 2 times of e power 2l equal to cos h 2 phi minus cos 2 theta. This is we desired result. Hence we through. So let us go to the next problem. Deduce the expression of tan inverse of x in powers of x from the expansion of log of a plus ib. Only they are asking you to deduce it, tan inverse of x, which means the amplitude from the expansion of log of a plus ib. And we know that log of a plus ib can be written as 1 by 2 of log of a square plus b square plus I tan inverse of b by a. In this, let me have b is equal to x and a is equal to 1. Then only I am getting it as tan inverse of x, isn't it? So log of 1 plus x, 1 plus ix, which means a is equal to 1 and b is equal to x here. So therefore it is log of 1 plus ix is equal to 1 by 2 log of 1 square plus x square plus I tan inverse of x. So therefore tan inverse of x is, what is tan inverse of x in this? Tan inverse of x is imaginary part of log of 1 plus ix. So we know that log of 1 plus ix, by the formula of log of 1x, log of 1 plus x can be write as x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus x power 4 by 4 plus etc. According to that, we can write as tan inverse of x is equal to imaginary part of log of 1 plus ix, that can be written as ix minus ix the whole square by 2 plus ix the whole cube by 3 minus ix the whole power 4 by 4 plus ix the whole power 5 by 5 etc. And this can be written as imaginary part of ix minus ix the whole square. I square is minus 1, so minus and minus plus x square by 2, then plus ix the whole cube. I square is minus 1 into I, so therefore it is minus I into x cube. So minus I x cube by 3. Then the next term is I power 4 x power 4 minus of I power 4 x power 4. I power 4 is 1, so the minus remains the same. So minus x power 4 by 4 plus the next term will be, what is the next term? It is plus ix the whole power 5 by 5. I power 4 into I will be write it as, it is I power 4 is 1 into I is I into x power 5 by 5. So therefore what is tan inverse of x, which is imaginary part of log of 1 plus ix. So therefore it is tan inverse of x, only we are collecting the imaginary part, which is x minus x cube by 3 plus x power 5 by 5 etc. So this is the answer from the deduction of the tan inverse of x from the log of a plus ib. I hope this is clear. Let me go for the next problem. What is it? It is reduce alpha plus I beta the whole power of x plus iy to the form of a plus ib, which means that we have to reducing it, or we have to separate the real and the imaginary part. This is what we are going to do. Let me have alpha plus ib is equal to I beta is equal to x plus iy equal to z. Let me take down that is equal to one variable is z. So what will happen? Taking log on both sides, log z is equal to log of alpha plus I beta the whole power of x plus iy. Then log z is equal to x plus iy. It is of the m power n rule. It says x plus iy to log of alpha plus ib. So therefore, raising e on both sides is equal to e power of x plus iy log of alpha plus I beta. What is z? Z is equal to alpha plus I beta the whole power of x plus iy. Simply we can write it as alpha plus I beta the whole power x plus iy is equal to e times of x plus e power of x plus iy into log of alpha plus I beta. Right. E power of x plus I beta iy into log of alpha plus I beta can be write it as log of capital log of alpha plus I beta plus 2n pi I. And this implies e power x plus iy equal to into log r, that is the polar form we can write as log r plus I theta plus 2n pi I, the general form. And here r is equal log r is equal to, that is r is equal to square root of alpha square by beta squared, and theta is equal to tan inverse of beta by alpha. So therefore alpha plus I beta the whole power x plus iy is equal to e power of x plus iy into log r plus I times of theta plus 2n pi. Taking I is common, then it is to pi theta plus 2n pi. So this is we can write as multiplying all the terms, we are getting it as e power x log r and plus ix of theta plus 2n pi plus iy of log r plus I into I is I squared is minus 1. So therefore minus y times of theta plus 2n pi. So then you separate the real and the imaginary part. It is e times e power of x log r minus y times of theta plus 2n pi plus I times of x into theta plus 2n pi plus y log r. And they are in the power. So e power of two terms, that can be write as e power of the first term into e power of the second term. So that will be write as e power of x log r minus y into theta plus 2n pi into e power of I times of x into theta plus 2n pi plus y log r. And this equal to, what is e power of I times of this? E power of I theta. E power of I theta, we know that it is cos theta plus I sin theta. According to that, we can write as it is e power x log r minus y times of theta plus 2n pi into cos of the whole theta, that is x into theta plus 2n pi plus y log r plus I sin of theta. Theta is x into theta plus 2n pi plus y log r. And from this, we can have the real and the imaginary part. The imaginary real part says it is e power x log r minus y times of theta plus 2n pi into of the cos term. It is cos of x into theta plus 2n pi plus y log r. What is the imaginary part? This exponential form into the sine term. Now what is that? It is e power of x log r minus y times of theta plus 2n pi into sine of x into theta plus 2n pi plus y log r. Hence, through. Let me go to the next problem. Show that log of I to the base I is equal to 4n plus 1 by 4n plus 1, where m and n are integers. Let me have log of I to the base I is equal to x plus iy. And then by the definition, I is equal to I power of x plus iy. There we can have I is equal to, so actually the previous case, the definition says that it is e. When I am raising e, that will be write as I e is equal to, that is the function equal to e base of x plus iy. Here the base is, instead of I, we are having I. Instead of e, we are having I. So therefore it is I is equal to I of x plus iy. I power of x plus iy. So taking general value of logarithm on both sides, capital log function, that is log of I of x plus iy is equal to log I. Then x plus iy is equal to log I equal to log I. So then we are going to differentiating these two log I by the the integers m and n. So therefore x plus iy is equal to log I by log I. What is log I? Log I, by case 3, we have, considering the real portion is 0, when x is equal to 0, what I am getting it is log iy is equal to log y plus I pi of 2n plus 1 by 2. In this, we are going to take y is equal to 0 because I need only of log I. So y, when I am taking y is equal to 1, what will happen? It is log I is equal to log 1 plus I pi of 2n plus 1 by 2. What is log 1? Log 1 is 0. So therefore log I is equal to I pi of 4n plus 1 by 2. So therefore substitute these values in the previous relation. X plus iy is equal to log I. For that log I, let me have n, the integer n, because we need n in the numerator. So therefore let me use n there. So therefore it is I pi by 2 into 4n plus 1. And second log I, the denominator log I can be replacing by the second integer. So it is I pi by 2 by, it is 4m plus 1. So the I pi by 2 getting cancelled. The result it is 4n plus 1 divided by 4m plus 1. Hence, we are getting the desired result. I hope this is very clear. Find the general value of log of 1 plus cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha. This is very simple, very easy argument. Here they are asking you to find out the general log. So therefore general value. So therefore capital log of 1 plus cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha is equal to, I sin alpha is equal to, we can write it as log of 1 plus cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha plus 2n pi I. Because we are going to finding out the general term. So what is log of 1 plus cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha? So that can be written as, combining 1 plus cos 2 alpha, 1 plus cos 2 alpha can be written as 2 cos squared alpha. 1 plus cos 2 alpha by 2 is equal to cos squared alpha. So 1 plus cos 2 alpha is equal to 2 cos squared alpha plus I times of sin 2 alpha is equal to 2 sin alpha cos alpha plus the remaining 2n pi I. Then this implies log of 2 cos alpha, because cos alpha is common in both the terms. Therefore, taking it out, it is 2 cos alpha into cos alpha plus I sin alpha plus 2n pi I. This implies log of 2 cos alpha into cos alpha plus I sin alpha can be written as e power of I alpha plus 2n pi I. This implies log of 2 cos alpha, and log of a into b can be written as log a plus log b. According to that, log of 2 cos alpha plus log of e power I alpha plus 2n pi I. So log of e power I alpha can be written as I alpha, that is log 2 cos alpha plus I alpha plus 2n pi I. Hence, we threw the result. Log of the general value of log of 1 plus cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha is equal to log of 2 cos alpha plus I times of alpha plus 2n pi. Hence, we threw. Is that clear? Yes. Let me go to the next problem, 7th problem. Find the general value of log of root 3 plus I. The same argument we are having. So capital log of root 3 plus I will be write a small log of root 3 plus I plus 2n pi I. So what is small log of root 3 plus I? So that there will be x is equal to root 3 and y is equal to 1. So therefore it is 1 by 2 log of root 3 the whole square plus 1 square plus I terms of tan inverse of y by x. What is y? Y is equal to 1 here and x is equal to root 3 plus 2n pi I. This is equal to, simplifying, we are getting 1 by 2 log 4. How do you get it as log 4? Because root 3 the whole square is 3, 1 squared is 1, so therefore it is 4. 1 by 2 log 4 plus I pi by 6. Why it is I pi by 6? So there we are having it is 1 by root 3. Root 3 is 1 by root 3 is pi by 6. Pi by 6 plus 2n pi I. And this log 4 can be written as 2 square. So bring this 2 to that side. The other side it is 1 by 2 into 2 log 2. 2 to getting cancelled. So plus I pi by 6 plus 2n pi, because I'm taking I pi is common. So therefore it is log 2 plus I pi of 1 plus, so taking LCM it is 1 plus 12n pi 6. So we threw the answer. Next, we will go to the next problem. Find the value of log of 1 plus cos theta plus I sin theta. The same argument. The capital log of 1 plus cos theta plus I sin theta will be written as log of 1 plus cos theta plus I sin theta plus 2n pi I. This equal to log of 1 plus cos theta can be combining it. It is 2 cos square theta by 2. And the sin theta can be written as 2i times of 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 plus 2n pi I. This implies log of 2 cos theta by 2, because cos theta by 2 will be common in both the terms. Taking it out, it is 2 cos theta by 2 into cos theta by 2 plus I sin theta by 2 plus 2n pi I. So log of cos 2 theta by 2 into this will be cos theta by 2 plus sin theta by 2 will be written as e power I theta by 2 plus 2n pi I. And this will be again of the form log of a into b. Log of a into b will be written as log a plus log b. It is log of 2 cos theta by 2 plus log of e power I theta by 2 plus 2n pi I. So log of e power I theta by 2 will be log e will be log and e will be cancelling. We are getting it as log of 2 cos theta by 2 plus I theta by 2 plus 2n pi I. And taking I is common, the resultant is that it is log of 2 cos theta by 2 plus I times of theta by 2 plus 2n pi. Hence we threw the result. So the next problem. Prove that I power of I equal to e power of minus of 4n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n is an integer. Let me have the given thing. I power I is equal to e power of log of I power I. Can we? Because I power I will be here I power I will be without changing the value. I am raising e and the log. E power of log of I power I is equal to I power I. So this implies e power of I log I. Let me write it as in general case, general form. It is e power of I log I. And this, from this, let me answering log I, first capital log I. So log I is equal to 1 by 2 log of 0 plus 1, because there is no real portion. So log of 0 plus 1 plus I times of tan inverse of 1 by 0. 1 by 0 is infinity, infinity is pi by 2 into plus I 2n pi, because this is the general case. So 1 by 2 log 1 is 0 plus tan inverse of infinity is pi by 2, so it is I pi by 2 plus I 2n pi. So log 1 is 0. So therefore I times of, taking I is common, it is I pi is common. So therefore it is 1 by 2 plus 2n. Then simplifying, we are getting it as I pi by 2 into 1 plus 4n. Let me substitute the value of log I is equal to I pi by 2 of 1 plus 4n to the equation 1. So the equation 1 says that it is I power I is equal to e power of I log I. And there let me substitute log I. So what we are getting it is e power I into I pi by 2 into 4n plus 1. Then I into I is I squared is minus 1. So therefore it is e power of minus pi by 2 into 4n plus 1. Hence we threw the result. So let me go to the next problem, the 10th problem. If I power of x plus iy is equal to a plus ib, prove that a squared plus b squared is equal to e power of minus 4n plus 1 into pi y. So let me start with the given relation. I power of x plus iy is equal to a plus iy, a plus ib. Taking log on both sides, we are getting it as log I power of x plus iy is equal to log of a plus ib. Then this implies x plus iy into log of y equal to log of a plus ib. Then x plus iy, what is log I? In the previous case, we getting it as it is I pi by 2 into 4n plus 1. Substituted here, it is x plus iy into I pi by 2 into 4n plus 1 equal to 1 by 2 log of a square, because log of a plus ib, it is of the general form. We can write as 1 by 2 log of a squared plus b squared plus I tan inverse of b by a plus 2n pi I. Then this implies multiplying the equations I x pi by 2 4n plus 1 minus, why it is minus? Because iy into I pi will be I into I is I squared is minus 1, therefore it is minus y pi by 2 into 4n plus 1 in the left hand side. In the right hand side, we are having it as half times of log of a squared plus b squared plus I tan inverse of b by a plus 2n pi I. Now equating the real part for getting the desired result. What I am getting it is half times of log of a square plus b square in the right hand side. Right hand side having it is half of log of a square plus b square, which is equal to the left hand side we are having it is I pi by 2 4n plus 1 minus y pi by 2 4n plus 1. So let me have only the real part, which is minus y into 4n plus 1 into pi by 2. So 2 will be in the denominator of both sides will be getting cancelled. The remaining will be, it is log of a squared plus b squared equal to minus y pi of 4n plus 1. Raising e on both sides, it is e of log of a squared plus b squared, that is nothing but it is a squared plus b squared equal to e power of minus y pi into 4n plus 1. Hence we threw the result. So next we will start the next problem, 11th problem. If I power of I to the power up to infinity equal to a plus ib, I power I etc. to the power infinity equal to a plus ib, this is the given, and prove that. So we have two subdivisions, tan pi a by 2 equal to b by a, and the second subdivision is a squared plus b squared is equal to e power of minus 5b. Let me consider the given relations. I power I up to infinity equal to a plus ib. That is nothing but it is by the definitions I power of a plus ib is equal to a plus ib. This is by definitions we can write. Taking log on both sides, it is log of I into a plus ib equal to log of a plus ib. This is, we can write it as, it is a plus ib of log I. Log I equal to log of a plus ib. So therefore a plus ib into I pi by 2 is equal to log of half times of log of a square plus b square plus I tan inverse of b by a. And multiplying the terms, we are getting it as I into a pi by 2 minus I into I is minus 1. So therefore it is b pi by 2 equal to half times of log of a square plus b square plus I into tan inverse of b by a. Equating the real and the imaginary part. What I am getting? When I am taking real part, minus b pi by 2 equal to 1 by 2 log of a square plus b square. 2 to getting cancelled. Log of a square plus b square is equal to minus b pi. So therefore we are raising e on both sides. It is a square plus b square is equal to e power of minus b pi. What is this? When I am equating the real part, I am through the result 2. There are two subdivisions and we threw the second subdivision. When I am equating the imaginary part, what I am getting it is a pi by 2 equal to tan inverse of b by a. So therefore b by a is equal to tan of a pi by 2. Hence we threw the first subdivision of this problem. Hence we are getting the desired result. Next let me go for the next problem, the last one. If tan of log of x plus iy is equal to a plus ib, where a square plus b square not equal to 1, and prove that tan of log of x square plus y square is equal to 2a by 1 minus a square minus b square. Let me start with the given condition. Tan of log of x plus iy is equal to a plus ib. Then log of x plus iy is equal to tan inverse of a plus ib. This implies that, let me consider this will be equation 1. So from this relations I can have I is equal to, I can replace I is equal to minus I. So then I am getting it as it is tan of log of x minus iy is equal to a minus ib. So therefore log of x minus iy is equal to tan inverse of a minus ib. So let me consider this is the equation 2. Adding 1 and 2, what I am getting it is log of x plus iy is log of x minus iy equal to tan inverse of a plus ib plus tan inverse of a minus ib. This equal to log a plus log b can be written as log ab. So therefore it is log of x plus iy into x minus iy equal to, it is of the form tan inverse of a plus tan inverse of b. That will be written as tan inverse of a plus ib plus a minus ib divided by 1 minus of a plus ib into a minus ib. So what is this? This is I can write as x plus iy, x minus iy will be of the form a plus b into a minus b. It is of a square minus b square. Therefore it is x squared plus iy the whole square, that is equal to x squared plus I squared y squared. I squared is minus 1. So therefore I am getting it as x squared minus of minus y squared. So therefore x squared plus y squared equal to tan inverse of, and ib getting cancelled here, tan inverse of 2a divided by the same argument a plus ib into a minus ib. So therefore it is a square minus of ib the whole square. I squared is minus 1, so minus minus plus. So therefore a square plus b square, and outer we have one more minus. So therefore it is 1 minus a square minus b square. Hence we threw the result. Please practice all the problems. Then only you can achieve in the examination. So please do not waste your holidays, guys. So solve the problems, and with that we have completed logarithmic function. So the first we have 3 sections in this. The first one is hyperbolic function, the second one is logarithmic function, and the third one is we have summation of trigonometric summation of series. So we have completed the first two sections. In the next session we'll do the trigonometric summation of series. All the best to you. Thank you.